everyone, Jess here, and today I'm joined with Luc Bondar from United Airlines. Thanks so much for joining me again, Luc.
Thanks, Jess. It's great to be here.
It's good to have you back. So first off, if we're looking at the industry, what is the most critical challenge everyone's trying to navigate at the moment?
I think in the current environment, the constant is volatility. And we're all dealing with this on a global basis. And I think it's true not just for our industry, but for any consumer-facing industry in the world today. Whether it's sort of global economic pressures, supply chain issues, changing customer expectations, kind of navigating geopolitical challenges around the world, it's a constant and daily occurrence that we're having to deal with change related to that. We often talk at United about the fact change is a constant, and it's one of the exciting things about our industry. But I think right now that level of volatility and the scale of it is significant. And so that's the challenge. At United, we focus on sort of hitting that head on with consistency in terms of the experience we're delivering our customers, the reliability we're trying to build into our operation every day, and just making sure that we're putting our customers first, we're putting safety first above all, but we're doing so in a way that allows our customers to know that when they're interacting with United, they're getting a consistent brand experience and product experience that they can rely on and trust.
Fantastic, and navigating that juxtaposition of constant change, funnily enough. So building on that, how do you build this organisational resilience to manage this changing landscape?
I think this has been a fundamental shift for our business. If I go back sort of pre-COVID, coming into COVID, financially, and this is true for us as it was for just about every airline in the world, we weren't ready for it. We weren't ready for the scale of that impact and that volatility. So today, since then, we've sought to essentially really shore up and strengthen our balance sheet and our financial position so that we're able to weather any challenge that comes our way. We've continued to invest in our product and a modern fleet so that we can navigate the changing needs of the environment, a much more environmental fleet, a fleet that meets the needs of traveller expectations. We have really focused on building out the quality and agility of our operations so that regardless of what's going on around us and the change that we're having to navigate, we have the opportunity to run a reliable on-time operation for our customers and to do so in a way that they can really trust. Again, this focus on putting our customers first and doing the right thing for them is at the core of all of those actions that we've taken to be organisationally resilient so that customers know when they interact with United, they know what they're going to get. They can interact with us with trust and confidence that we're going to deliver an amazing service. And I think the last point I'd make is rather than being reactionary to the changes that are occurring around us, we've really sought to be out in front and proactively planning for just about anything that could happen to ensure that we can operate through that sort of change, that volatility, that sort of the challenges of any environment, and do so in a way that's consistent and reliable.
Fantastic, and one of the consistent themes you just touched on was passenger expectations and what the customer needs and wants. When we think about your loyalty program, what are you doing to modernise to align with these changing expectations? Because we're seeing customers get more and more demanding as they're getting a certain level of experience from other players.
100%. I think first and foremost, we've sought to ensure that every single traveller that interacts with United sees value in the program. And we've over a number of years, we've made changes that underpin that. So for example, we eliminated miles expiry, really powerful change that has led to a step function increase in the number of customers that stay active and engaged with us as brand loyal members. We've changed all of our pricing across all of our redemptions, recognizing that if you want to fly in a premium cabin at a peak time, it's going to be more expensive. But we've also then unlocked really great value when we're flying a plane that may not be full at a time that's less peaky in an off-peak slot, and we have really high, great value within sort of the ticket pricing and opportunities around that. And so, we've sought to ensure that every member knows that this is a lifelong relationship that we're building with them, that we want to unlock more ways that they can earn value and then make it really easy for them to turn that value into something that's meaningful for them, probably one of the best examples I can give. I'm a father of 4, and one of the best examples I can give is miles pooling. So just last year, we created the ability for Mileage Plus members in groups of up to 5 to pool miles into one account. So that, for example, I can pool my kids' miles into one account, and we can then use that to manage our budget and get to the destinations we want to go to. Because kids can join from birth, and now I'm sure that's going to relate.
What's your youngest member?
My youngest is the youngest member is probably a newborn, because literally we have parents that sign up their children the moment they're born. Yeah, which is terrific, and it's great for the kid. The kid is building a relationship with United and a currency balance. Now, I do think we'll probably get some kids in the future who say, "My parent used all my miles," but you know, the parent
Cross that bridge when you get to
the parent would argue they paid for the flights. But I think miles pooling is really a really powerful reflection of that. And then the last piece I'd say is we are investing significantly in how we personalize and contextualize every interaction we have with every individual member, so that we're not putting content or offers or partners or marketing or messaging in front of them that's not meaningful to them. And we're seeing that show up in conversion rates and engagement levels and the tenure that customers are maintaining with us.
Okay, fantastic. And then what about the passenger experience more broadly in terms of the app? Any sort of digital features, anything new and exciting?
We're really proud of our app. We think of it as sort of the digital doorway to United, and it's the most downloaded app of any airline in the US. We've won a number of awards around the world recognizing it as the best airline app in aviation. So with that as sort of a starting point, the investment in technology across United, I'll talk to the app and I'll talk to a couple of other things, is very much around how do we enable both our customer experience to be elevated, to enrich their travel journey, to make it easy and seamless, and then how do we do the same thing for our teams? So for our customers, it's the app itself is contextual. It changes in the moment for your needs, and it serves up the information that we think you need right now. So, for example, I'm flying out of Miami later today, and my app is already pinging me to say, "Hey, we noticed you haven't checked in yet," and it will surface. If I go to the app, it'll bring check-in right up to the top to say, "Here it is, really easy. Like open the app, one click, and I'm where I need to be." Whereas I've flown on other airlines and trying to check in, it's like I'm going through like 5 clicks to try to find where I need to go. So changing the app experience for each individual user as they're interacting in the moment has been really powerful for us. On the employee side, we have the same approach. We work with technology to essentially make the experience of managing customers and running the operation seamless. Great example is Connection Saver, which essentially looks at, for an inbound flight, every connecting flight that passengers on that flight have, and looks at the downstream implications of holding any of those flights, so that customers coming in can make it. Let's say there was weather and the plane's coming in 10 minutes later than scheduled. Can we hold any of those subsequent downstream flights in a way that won't impact the operation negatively, but will do amazing things for the customer, as well as making it easier for our teams to operate and run the airline? Connection Saver has saved hundreds of thousands of customers' connections, which is an amazing experience. We tell them about it. We say, "Hey, plane's coming in, your connection time is shorter, but don't worry, we've got your back. We're holding this plane for you for an extra 7 minutes at the gate, just for you." Wow. Hustle, get there. Yeah. But we've got your back. We're doing the right thing for you. And I think that's been great for customers, but also really powerful for the operation. It's just a great example of, it's all sort of machine learning driven, all technology driven. We're not relying on our operations team to make these judgment calls in the moment. So we're using tech to really enhance the customer experience and the operational experience.
Absolutely, and one experience for a passenger to in those very stressful moments, know that the airline's with you. And then if we look towards the rest of the year, what are your strategic priorities moving forward?
So I think it's staying really disciplined on this focus of delivering a premium, consistent experience for our customers reliably. Your opening question around kind of big challenges and recognizing the volatility that's in the marketplace today. Like, we need to make sure that every time a customer interacts with United, they feel that they're confident and they trust that we're going to deliver an amazing experience with a premium product and a reliable operation delivered with great service every time. And we're going to have to navigate weather. We're going to have to navigate sort of what's going on in the sort of macro environment, but they will know that dealing with United, they're getting this really consistent, sort of reliable experience. So I think if we do that, and we do that well, then it gives us a foundation to build really strong brand loyal relationships with our customers. And if anyone listened to our most recent earnings call, you would have heard our CEO talking about how important it is that we build brand loyalty and brand loyal relationships with our customers, and we think that at the core of that isn't, like Mileage Plus is a program that we use to build that, but brand loyalty is a much broader relationship that we're seeking to build with our customers. And it really hinges on our ability to deliver, again, an amazing experience that customers are confident is safe, is reliable, is premium. We're really proud of the investments we've made in our premium product. We just announced sort of a new elevated cabin interior with new Polaris seating and new Premium Plus seating that's going to be a game changer for our industry. Rolling Starlink out for our customers, which will give them the living room in the sky every time they're flying, with amazing sort of 5G level connectivity. All of these things are, again, delivering on this promise to customers that when they interact with United, they're flying a world leader, they're flying on an airline that's doing the right thing for them, a great experience, and they have trust and reliability in that. So for us, the focus is make sure everything we do underpins our ability to deliver on that promise and build that brand loyal relationship.
Fantastic. Well, Thanks for joining me today, Luke.
No worries. It's great seeing you again. Cheers.